Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be doing a review of the UDI RC U27 free loop. As you can see here, it's the free loop, and I got this from tmart.com, and now it retails for about $46 or $45, but I got it like on a special deal like early, because I bought it right when it came out. Pretty much I got it for $37, although I believe GearBest is also selling them for $37 right now. Like, they're still in the promotion phase of their sale. And now the thing that's really cool about this quad, and that makes it more expensive, is that the motors and props, as you can see, this actually can fly upside down. So it can flip inverted and fly either way, and it does that by reversing the direction of the motors while it's flying. And as you can see here, this is competition for the Blade Nano QX 3D or the eSheen 3D X4. But however, this one, when you flip inverted, the controls flip, so it's the same. So it's not like on the eSheen where you had to, like, the inputs would be reverse. On here, it stays the same, so it's like normal flying, just inverted, and it looks really cool. And another thing I really like about this is that the design of it, as you can see, it's got really cool prop guards there. It's got the arms. It just looks really cool. It's definitely a unique original design. The transmitter, as you can see, is their own unique design. And now underneath it has LED panels. It has 2 reds in the back and 2 clear whites in the front. However, on this side, I had a really hard crash straight into the ground, and that actually, I guess, it bent the arm enough to pop the LED panel out, and then I couldn't find the panel. I didn't notice it was gone at first, so I'm not really sure where it popped out. So that it does make night flying a little bit harder because the light doesn't illuminate through the whole arm as well, but it still works pretty good. And now these prop guards, they actually work pretty well. However, this is really heavy. It has 8.5 millimeter motors because it's pretty heavy. And because of the main body here, it's just a beefy design. It's really durable. And this undercarriage section is actually there's a camera version that comes with wheels and a couple other things, but that can't flip upside down, and that's like $60. And the prop guards are removable. There's just little pegs that you have to pull out, and then there's like a long peg in the middle, so as you can see. And you pretty much have to fly without the prop guards because it's pretty heavy as it is, and sluggish in like throttle punches, so you pretty much have to fly without the prop guards. I mean, you can, but you're gonna get a lot shorter flights. Now the included battery is a 450 milliamp hour 3.7 volt LiPo, so that's pretty nice, and it takes about an hour and 20 minutes to charge with the stock USB charger. And now this one's cool that it's not a cable, you just plug right into the back. But the one thing, there's just, for the LED, there's a little tiny hole right there. There's just a little tiny hole, and the red light in there is so small. You have to be at like the right angle. Like, you can't look at it from the side of the room. You have to be like right in front of it to tell if it's on or off. So I thought that was a negative. And now it comes with a full set of spare props as well. And now these props, actually, since they're special 3D props, I've crashed it pretty hard into the ground and stuff, and I bent and broke the tip off of one. Now, in terms of durability, I'd say they're a lot stronger than the Hubs and X4 props, but they're not quite as strong as, say, the JJRC props like the 1000 or the 1000A. So they're about a medium strength, so they're okay. And the manual is actually really nice. I read everything in this manual, and the English is some of the best Chinese English I've seen. Like, it's translated really well, and it tells you everything you need to know. And the transmitter here, as you can see, it's their own unique design. It takes four AAAs in the back right there, so that's a little bit different than the double A's. And the sticks, they have these big thumb pads, so not ideal for a pincher, I guess, but for a thumb flyer, it flies okay. And you have all the trims except for you don't have a throttle trim. Let's check out the LEDs and then the functions of the transmitter. And since the battery, it takes an hour and 20 minutes to charge with the stock charger. And that's another thing, the plug just plugs right into the back here, and that's a little bit hard to get in there because it's sheltered by this cover, but once you work it in a little, it's not too bad. And then to bind it, you just go up and down. Thought it was interesting that it gives a couple extra beeps. I mean, as you can see, really nice blue headlights there, and then on the underside you have red in the back that glow through the panels and white in the front. As you can see, this panel is really nice, but since I'm missing that panel, it doesn't shine through as nice, so it's not as good for night flying now that I lost that panel. Let's see about the transmitter. There's the on-off switch is there, and there's 2 shoulder buttons, and when you're flying, if you click, say, this one, it'll be flying, and then it'll give throttle like it's going to do a flip, and then we'll do a half flip to the right, and then start flying upside down. So it's basically a 180-degree flip, and if you click the left, it'll flip to the left, and right is to the right. So that's nice that you have these easy trim buttons that you can just be going while you're flying. And also, if you want to flip, you can click in the right stick, and then give input, and it'll do the same thing. However, with this way, you can go forward and backward flips. Now, with forward and backward flips, since it's flipping like this, say you have the front away from you, if you flip like that, the front is now towards you, so you have to be aware of that. And also, I found that if you click and hold the right stick, it'll enter into headless mode. And now, for the headless mode, it's pretty bad, especially if you're inverted. I mean, I guess, and to exit, you just hold again. I guess maybe because it has to do all this stuff with flying upside down, but the headless is pretty awful. It gets really off within like 10 seconds. And now I found that this kind of has like I'm calling it a 3-channel helicopter mode. So if you press and hold the right bumper, you can hear that. That'll go into, you have throttle, but you don't have yaw or aileron over here. You can see you don't have any control over there, but you have yaw on your right stick and forward, backwards. So there's no aileron, so it's not a mode 4, but it's kind of like a 3-channel helicopter mode. And then you click and hold to go out of it again. And then let's see. It defaults to mid rates, as it has the LCD screen here. It defaults to mid rates, and you click the left stick to change. You have low, medium, and high, and they all have their own 1, 2, and 3 beeps, so that's nice. Let's see, I forgot to say about recalibration, and now this is one of the ones that you have to do right away before you give throttle. So that's kind of annoying because you can't do it during the flight, but I found that's pretty stable. And now to recalibrate, you turn on the transmitter. You can bind it. And now before you give any throttle, all you're going to do is move the right stick down into the right. As you can see, the lights blink there, and you can only do that once also. So you can only recalibrate it once per every time you plug it in. Let's see, the flips are pretty nice. It, like I said, is pretty heavy. It does lose a little bit of altitude. The flight times, I think I forgot to say. Let's see. Flight times, with everything off, I got about 5 minutes and 15-second flights. And with the prop guards on, I got 4.5-4-minute flights. So pretty short flights. So I'd recommend getting these batteries from T-Mart. They are 500 milliamp hour 25C, and they come in a pack of 5 for $14. And they also come with a little splitter cable so you can charge them all at once, and a USB charger, so that's really nice. And if you want to go even farther, you can get one of these little multi-port chargers. I got the 4-port one since the 6 was out of stock, but so you can charge this a lot longer. And the batteries, when they come out after, they're somewhat hot, so you want to let everything cool down before you recharge and refly. But overall, I'm not sure if I'd recommend it to a beginner, but for a normal, intermediate to advanced flyer, it's pretty nice, and it's pretty cool to fly upside down. However, it does seem to, like, if you're in high rates, if you pitch full forward, sometimes it'll seem to, like, go even farther and, like, straight up and down. So I'm not sure what that, it doesn't do that in normal flight, but when you're upside down, I'm not really sure. But, yeah, it flies pretty nice overall. So yeah, let's go check out the flights now. Okay, here we are for the indoor flight of the U27. As you can see, I have the prop guards installed. I'm going to set it down on the floor because I have not given throttle yet, so I'm going to recalibrate it right there. I'm going to set it to low rates, so let's take off. And I'm about 65% throttle, so with the prop guards on, you can see it's pretty heavy. Bring it over here. Here's the full yaw rate. I forgot to say it in my review, but this is really loud. And the yaw rate, that's full yaw. It's a okay yaw. It's not great, but it's not bad. But I think for this quad, it suits it. So that's not too bad a yaw rate. And here's low rates pitch. So you can see pretty good on the pitch and low rates. Here's mid rates pitch. And there's one constant yaw. Here's the mid rates pitch. And then here's high rates. So you can see pretty good for high rates pitch. Let's do a throttle punch here. That was full throttle right there, so you can see with the prop guards on, this thing is very heavy. And now for, catch it. I forgot to also say, but this recognizes whether it's upside down or not. So if you, if you like hand toss it, whichever way is easier, it'll flip to. So you can also launch, upside down. Grab it so I don't hit myself. As you can see there, it's flying upside down now. And it's just about just as stable. And the trim works too, so it reverses the trim, so you can trim it too. As you can see, that looks really cool upside down. And now I'm going to press the right trigger button, shoulder button. As you can see, it kind of does a loop, which might be why it's called the free loop. Because it kind of does like a half loop, and it flips over. As you can see there, it's really easy. You just press the button, and it flips right over. And then if you click the right stick and give forward or backward, it'll flip that way too. So you can see that's pretty cool. I'm really heavy with these prop guards on now. Let's try and do a funnel here. Mid rates. No, the yaw rate's not fast enough to do funnels indoors. Let's see. I'm gonna go into the 3-channel helicopter mode, like I said. Whoops. So now I have yaw on my right stick and forward pitch too. Whoa, that mode's a little weird, especially indoors, because it's really weird to get used to. But yeah, that's about it for the indoor flight. Now I'll take you outside without the prop guard, so let's go check that out. Okay, here we are for the outdoor flight of the UDI U27 free loop. And as you can see, I have removed the prop guard, so it's in its lightest form. And I have one of the blue T-Mart lipos in there, but they're almost the exact same performance, pretty much the exact same as the stock, so because my stock one wasn't charged right now. So let's start off, I'll put it in low rates. And now hovering, I'm hovering at about, let's see, 45% throttle, so like 15% less than the prop guard, so I definitely recommend taking those off. So this is in low rates here, and as you can see, it gets moving pretty good because it's heavy. It's got lots of momentum to it, and the yaw's decent, and there's one yaw throughout all the rates, so there's the yaw. It's a little slow, but I feel like it matches the quad a little bit because you can't get too aggressive as it's low power. So let's go to medium rates. So there's full into the wind here. It's picking up as we speak. Okay, now high rates. As you can see, it pitches a lot more. And as you probably heard from my indoor review, this thing's pretty loud because of those small micro props, especially being turned so fast by 8.5mm motors. This thing gets loud. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go into inverted flight. I just clicked the right bumper. As you can see, I'm now inverted, and it seems to take maybe a little, like 5%, maybe less throttle to hover inverted, maybe because of the aerodynamics of no prop wash from the body, as you can see. But let's do a funnel inverted. Pretty wide funnels because of the yaw rate, but it looks pretty cool upside down. And the red props, I believe they came with the black up front. I don't really remember, but I switched them for the red, switched the red in front. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Now let's do a thing, and then, so you can flip over while you're flying forward, and I find that it transitions a little better if you're upside down going to regular flight. It doesn't slow down as much. So it's pretty cool, and then you can, oh, it didn't work, I meant, whoops, okay. You can flip upside down and give forward in the other direction. So that's pretty good. Let's flip back over. As you can see, it flies really nice both ways. Let's go into headless mode, and it sets it as when you put it in. And so here's full forward, and that's full backwards. As you can see, it's already off. Like, it's already, look, that's full backwards. It's already backwards is going straight to the right. So headless is pretty much terrible on this one. So I definitely don't recommend even trying it. And the range I've given getting about 50 meters on this transmitter, so not too bad, but for a micro, you don't want to be flying it that far out anyways. They're more for proximity. So let's go into the 3-channel helicopter mode, as I call it. And now I'm just flying with the right stick. I mean, you still have throttle, but there's no aileron. So So you just have yaw and forward and backwards pitch. So I guess maybe that'd be okay for a beginner, but like I said, I don't recommend this for beginners. And especially if you hit yourself with this, you can cut yourself since the blades spin pretty fast. Let's see what else. You can kind of do maybe small tick-tocks if you go left, right, they're just, it's kind of, wind's blowing away, but they're not real, like, they're not real tick-tocks, but, and you have to be careful if you're going to hit the ground while inverted, because your props will get stuck up in the grass, so you want to kill throttle immediately if you're not going to be able to recover. Okay, let's do some fast flying inverted. And like I said, if you give full pitch, it will, like, it banks really far. And it will, like, flip over. So you have to be kind of careful in high rates. But as you can see, it flies fairly nice. It's fighting the wind a little bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And sometimes you'll get dropouts with this remote, but not too bad overall, and I really like the original design and look of it. I think it just looks awesome. Okay, there you go. That was the review of the UDI U27 free loop, and now I'm not too sure about the motors, the longevity of these, since because they are stressed a little bit because it's heavy. And also because as you're constantly starting, when it flips over, it stops it and then spins the other way. So as you can hear there, and you might be able to see it, the props stop and then spin the other way. So that might make the longevity go down a little bit, but overall pretty nice, and I do recommend it. I'll leave a couple links below to check it out, and I'll link the batteries and charger I showed, because it's pretty fun, and I wanted to fly a lot, so I actually bought these batteries specifically for it. So yeah, that was the review. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel to see my next videos. Bye.